But I don't have to justify what I'm doing.
But I'm asking you a question. Just if we walked past in the street and you wanted to ask me a question, I'd answer it.
And I said, what did I turn around and say to you what I was doing?
A purpose.
Okay.
That's it.
For my own interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you didn't say your own interest. You said a purpose.
Yeah, my own purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you look at it, my own purpose is my own business.
Original footage credit goes to Plod or not to Plod. Do subscribe to its channel.
Do I need a purpose to film?
What?
Do I need a purpose to film?
Well, normally you do.
No, I don't.
But they're trying to get out.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself?
Show the numbers there. 1171
If you could actually say what the numbers are, please. Not everyone can actually read them.
1171 NA. No
Thank
worries.
you.
So what's the purpose of filming today?
For my own purpose.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
My own purpose.
Just what's the purpose?
Because I want to film.
Okay. Obviously, when we see people filming outside, we get a little bit worried.
Yeah.
There's terrorism, things like that.
Okay, so you're calling me a terrorist?
I'm asking your purpose.
Okay. Well then, can you tell me then the last time when a police station was actually hit by a terrorist?
Well, that's not the point.
Okay. Yes, it is the point, because it's predominantly, okay, it will be the public that will get hit by a terrorist, not the police.
I think that's incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect. You've only got to look at past events, okay, and you will actually see that. Okay. And then when you look at the last police station, that actually got hit by a bomb, okay, was in 1972.
By a terrorist. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, that was a stabbing.
Yeah, that's a terrorist act.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if that's the case, then should we then talk about a certain officer that killed a young woman when he was in uniform? No, but that was a member of the police. That was a member of the police, okay, that actually killed a member of the public.
Right.
Okay.
So what's the point of that and terrorism?
Because
Today we're examining a police station audit where officers immediately question a member of the public's right to film. The auditor stands their ground when challenged about needing a purpose to record in public. Notice how quickly the terrorism narrative emerges. This sets up a pattern we'll see throughout. The key legal principle here is simple. Filming from public is generally lawful. Let's watch how this fundamental misunderstanding escalates into something far more revealing about modern policing attitudes.
it's my right, okay,
I'm not saying it's
to
not your
film,
right, but I'm asking why you're filming.
because I can.
Yeah, but for what reason? So you've
My own reason. My own reason. I don't need to explain to you why I want to film.
But we're asking you why. I mean, we've got powers under the Terrorist Act.
What, section 43?
To search you.
And if you use section 43, okay, it will be unlawful for one.
But why?
Okay,
Why is
because
that?
it's my lawful right. And if you actually read the actual memo that got sent by the IOPCC, back in 2020, right, it will actually state that people can actually film a police station, okay, police staff, police vehicles, okay, and section 43 should not be used, okay, in that actual event.
What about that?
Okay.
What if we see you filming outside a police station?
Okay. Well then let me put it to you this way. I'll put it very bluntly. Okay. If you believe, okay, that it is, okay, then if you contact the counter-terrorism squad.
Got time for that.
Well, no. If you believe that, well, I'm just standing here. Okay. If you believe that, okay, then you contact them.
Well, no.
Okay. But
so
also as well, what are your reasonable grounds? What are your reasonable grounds?
So you've waited for a van to come out. How do I know you're not going to run in when you're filming a police station? What for? It could be for the exit.
Well, this is a public footpath. This is a public footpath.
That's not public.
It makes no difference. I can film.
Yeah, so we've come out.
Hang on, you say that that's private. Okay, that is owned by the public.
It's
okay.
Private. You need a pass to get in.
Who's going in? I'm not getting in. I'm not getting in.
So I've asked you.
You made a presumption that I may go in.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you made a presumption.
We can't take that chance.
Yeah, I know.
Terrorists don't attack us. They do. I
Okay.
just gave an example, haven't I?
Yeah.
Years ago.
And then should we then talk about actual people then that get abused by the police on a daily basis?
Is that what you're filming for?
Okay.
Are you seeing if police are abusing people within the custody?
Well, yeah, you tried to say about using section 43, okay, and that would have been an abuse of power.
Well, it's not an abuse of power.
You said the terrorism act, yeah, which is a completely lawful activity. It's a completely lawful activity.
Right.
It's a lawful activity.
The officer attempts Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, which requires genuine suspicion of terrorism. Simply filming a police station doesn't meet that threshold. The auditor correctly challenges this overreach, while the officer appears to conflate public safety concerns with lawful activity. Watch how the discussion shifts to past incidents.
It makes no difference. Good afternoon.
Hello, have you spoken to one of our colleagues earlier?
I've spoken to several of your colleagues.
At the police station, yeah?
Yeah.
That is in out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Could you identify yourself for me,
Yes,
please?
PC McKenna 1263.
Thank you very much.
Why do you get so anti when police come to speak to you?
I'm not anti.
Surely it's a good thing.
No, I've had
protected
several
from our buildings.
good interactions here today.
Right.
Okay, with 3 other officers. I've had
Okay.
some really nice interactions with them.
Okay. So you're
Right,
saying this isn't
and
a
not
license.
not one of them even attempted to bring up to do with terrorists.
Well, the first thing
not
I see
one of
when
them.
people come outside a police building, start filming, that's the first thing I see. That's what I think. That's it.
Well, then you need to actually rethink your actual mindset, okay?
I don't think so.
Well, yes, you do, okay? And when you see a member of the public, whether or not they're filming or not, okay, maybe if you actually approach and said, can I help you, okay, like you did when you stuck your head out the van,
I did.
okay, but then it should be, okay, is there anything else I can do for you, whatever, okay? I should be allowed to carry on and do what I'm lawfully allowed to
I've
do,
allowed you to. You've been filming me for ages.
okay,
So I've allowed you to.
okay? Well, it's not about you allowing me to,
You just told me to allow you to.
it's not about you allowing me to, it's something that I'm rightfully within my rights to do so.
Right, okay. You've just told me to allow you to. I have for about 10 minutes now. So.
Okay.
What's your first name?
I won't give my name.
Okay. What are you auditing? Just out of interest.
Pardon?
You're auditing, right?
I am,
What
correct.
are you-
A new officer arrives and the dynamic changes. The auditor explains they've had positive interactions with other officers. This highlights an important point. Professionalism varies between individuals. Notice how the second officer takes a slightly different approach, though still questions the filming activity itself rather than accepting it as lawful.
A public building, okay, and a public service.
What is it? Just the amount of police officers come out, or the vehicles?
No, just whatever I can see. Just whatever I can see. Whether or not a vehicle comes out, okay, an officer comes out, makes no difference. I'll film whatever I can
Is
see.
it just police stations you do, or do you go and do it any other public
Any
building?
public service.
So like a library? Would you go to
Okay,
a library?
yep.
Fire brigade?
Yep.
Okay. I'm literally just
Yeah, no,
having scoping. Just
it's anything that the
finding out.
public. It's anything that the public pay for.
And what do
Okay,
you do
that's a
with
public
that
service.
information?
It all depends. It all depends.
On what you see?
Yeah, I use it for my own personal interest.
And how many hours do you put in a week, would you say?
That's
doing that?
irrelevant to how many hours I put in.
Do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it, yeah. So because at the moment, and especially with the Met, and then even then if you look at homicide police, okay, there is a massive divide between the public and the police. There is a massive divide,
Yeah.
okay, and that divide is something that needs to be closed because we need a police force
agree.
without any shadow of a doubt. It's very important that we have one.
Yeah, it's a good relationship.
Okay.
That's why initially PCSOs were introduced. Initially.
Yeah, but then now there's loads of mixed views to do with that, okay, whether or not that was the actual right thing or was it actually about actually trying to get trained officers in.
What do you mean?
trained officers.
Well, no,
They're
they're
civil, weren't they? But
yeah, okay.
I used to
They're
be PCSO.
they're not in the same level as you guys as constables.
No.
They're not in the same level.
They don't have the same powers.
Yeah.
Correct.
as such. Yeah, it's not that there's-
Okay.
They've got their own job. It's not the same level. It's just that they don't.
Yeah, they've been
they're
put
same
in
level. The bridge.
as a replacement, okay, to what used to be the whole old home beat officers. Okay, where they go out onto different estates.
That's the
okay,
bridge.
and
You've
try and
got them,
engage.
You've got safe neighbourhoods, haven't you?
Yeah.
So then you've got the PCSOs that are attached to the safe neighbourhoods. The majority of them, not all of them, obviously, and they're trying to bridge that gap. So is that what you're?
Here we see discussion about the police-public divide and the role of PCSOs. The auditor makes valid points about community policing, while the officers seem defensive. The conversation reveals deeper issues about how police view public scrutiny. The tension builds as both sides articulate their positions.
You're trying to, look into then?
Well, yeah, it's to see how the police actually feel, okay, to do with it. And that's why I said I've had some good interactions where an officer came out to me, he turned around and went, "You're auditing?" I went, "Yes."
Do you
And then,
do you understand why we come up and question you?
yeah,
There's
but
a lot of people that, as you've already said, there's a lot of people that really don't like us.
yeah, I welcome any interaction. But as soon as try and say about the Terrorist Act, okay, and all the rest of it, okay, then that is when, okay, it won't go down the same line as what a normal civil conversation would have
But
been.
that's what we're trying to notice, and that's what it is linked with, because people gathering for like information from police buildings, and then they use that information and unfortunately become quite destructive.
Well, any place really. It could be a tube station, train station.
Yeah, well,
or
just
going
remember,
video.
everything that I'm filming now, okay, can also be seen on Google Earth.
Right.
Okay, the only difference is the actual interaction, okay, between myself and officers, because I can see the whole police station and everything from Google Earth.
But
Okay.
You'll be able to see how, like,
how many
officers
people come in and out? What
and
times
that's
do
obviously
people
what
come
we're
in
doing
and
our
out?
job. I'm curious just to
I
to
don't
know
I
what
don't
you're
care
doing.
how many officers go in and out. I don't care what times they go in and out. I'm not here for that.
But when I came out, straight away I said, oh, what are you doing? And you didn't want to tell me. But if you just said, I do an audit, I do it on all public buildings, then it would have
But
been...
I don't have to
interaction, wouldn't it?
justify what I'm doing.
But I'm asking you a question. Just
Yes.
like if we walked past in the street and you wanted to ask me a question,
Yeah.
I'd answer it.
And I said, what did I turn around and say to you what I was doing?
A purpose.
Okay,
That's it.
for my own interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you didn't say
Okay.
your own interest. You said a purpose.
Yeah, my own purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look at it, my own purpose is my own business.
The fundamental issue emerges clearly. I don't have to justify what I'm doing. This is correct. Lawful activity needs no justification. The officer's comparison to asking questions on the street falls short because there's no obligation to answer. Notice how frustration grows on both sides here.
Right.
Okay, and if I don't wish to tell you what that business is, I do not have to tell you what that business is.
Okay, but when you're videoing places like this, you
Yeah.
can't like get all angsty when people come
Okay,
and ask you.
so then,
'Cause it's our job
so
to
then,
come and ask and
so
make
then,
sure it's safe.
so then, do you go up to everybody then that's filming Buckingham Palace, okay, and 10 Downing Street,
That's not my
okay,
job
and
to do
stop
that.
them all,
That's not my job
okay?
to do that.
Do you go round to every single place, like even then when you look at the Olympic Park, okay, that's not far from it, even then when you look at that, okay, do you walk up to everyone that's got a camera,
It's not my job to
okay?
do that.
Do you walk up to everyone
But
who
this
you
is
can
just-
see with a
This is
phone?
just a normal police station, isn't it?
Yep, and this
So
is
we've
just,
come out,
and
you're
I'm just a
stood near
normal
the
member of the
gates.
public with a phone,
The first thought is, well, why is he filming? And that's what's come last year.
okay? So, and that's why I said to you that instead of actually doing it exactly as you done, okay, and you've been very polite and very professional, and I will say that, and that's how a conversation should be fully conducted, exactly how it was with the other officers that I spoke to previously.
So what's your plan for the rest of the day? You're going to carry on monitoring?
I have no idea yet. I have no idea. I just take it. I just take it stage by stage.
I only know because I've spoken to the officers that stopped you earlier. If you continue to film, probably more officers are going to ask you what you're doing.
And that's fine. That's fine. And I welcome any interaction.
Well, you didn't really welcome mine, but no worries.
Well, maybe you should look at the way that you actually approach first.
But you said I was fine in the van. and I
Okay,
said I
yeah,
was
and
gonna
it was
jump
when you
out
got
the
out,
street.
and it was when you got out, your tone changed.
Right. You
Okay.
said it was when I'm...
The auditor acknowledges professional conduct while pointing out the initial approach was problematic. This balanced critique is important. It's not anti-police, but pro-accountability. The discussion about approaching every tourist at landmarks effectively highlights the selective nature of these interactions with auditors.
mentioned the Terrorism Act,
Okay.
which was a good 10 minutes
Yeah.
into the conversation.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. The camera footage will actually show that. Also, as well, you didn't have that on straight away.
Well, it
Okay.
starts recording before I
Okay,
turn it on.
and just make sure, okay, that does actually get kept, because I will be requesting a copy of that.
For a policing purpose it can get kept, so I
Okay.
have to justify why I've kept it.
No,
Yes, I do.
once I put in a request, okay, I had 30 days before it is actually deleted.
Correct.
Okay,
So if you
and
put a
it's in that
request in, I'll
time.
give it you.
Okay, and it's in that time that I will request a copy of it.
Okay,
And that's
fine.
why I said, okay,
But
please
other
make
than
sure.
a policing purpose, we can't say blah blah blah.
Okay.
It has to be for a policing purpose.
Okay. Yep.
Right?
And this is a policing purpose.
What's the purpose?
Okay, because we're having an interaction. Okay, and if you actually look, or even on the Metzone website, okay,
We don't record every interaction.
I know you don't, but you are recording this interaction.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why I said I will request a copy of
No
it.
problem. But like I said, I can't save it unless it's for a policing
Yeah.
purpose, which is fine. Alright?
Yep, no worries.
Call up 101, which I'll write on here, and you can say, I would like to know your complaint about this. Okay? Do you want to just find the and they will be able to make.
Body-worn camera retention becomes the focus. The auditor correctly asserts their right to request footage within 30 days. The officer claims it needs a policing purpose to save, which appears inconsistent with transparency obligations. This technical discussion reveals important procedural knowledge gaps.
Complaint for you on the phone. They'll be able to send it out. Guarantee your contact.
You are talking about on the telephone? Or
Yeah. So if you call up on your phone 101 and just say, I'd like to make a complaint to the police.
So a question, what are you auditing now by just filming me listening to this?
I'm not listening to him.
No, me listening to them. I am. So I'm asking, like, what's the purpose of you
There's no
filming me
actual,
just to...
like, working front office
Just
for it.
curious,
They
like, I'm
make
just
complaints,
curious
but
why.
the complaints
Because
go on the phone,
you're
phone number, which is
an officer on duty, okay, looking very unprofessional with your hands tucked in your actual body warmer.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not allowed to put our hands in our pockets.
Yeah, I know. Well, that looks even worse.
But we're
That
not
looks
allowed-
even worse.
That's fine, but we're allowed to do
Okay.
this. We're not
Yeah, I
allowed
know,
to
but
put our hands
it
in our
looks a lot
pockets.
worse. Trust me, it looks a lot worse.
Okay, that's fine, but we've got rules. I'm not allowed to put my hands in my pockets.
Okay.
They're a lot more accessible from here compared to down here.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of rules that are there. Okay, i.e. to do with the way that you also identify as well. Okay. It's like where you first actually just sort of dipped your shoulder and then pointed at your actual
But
number.
If you listen to the thing, I say that's my number 1171NA, and then you say, can you actually say it?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. You did not say your number,
I did.
okay?
You can
No,
watch
you did
back.
not.
That's
I actually asked for your number.
But I'd already said it once.
No, you hadn't.
Okay, you can watch that back later, no worries. I mean, you've got it all on camera, so I wouldn't lie, would I? I said it, that's my number, 1171NA. And you said, can you say it so we can department? Fair
Yeah.
enough. But I'd already said it.
If you had said it, I would have heard it.
Alright, that's no problem. So the reason you're recording me is because I've got my hands in my neck vest. That's correct.
The hands in pockets discussion might seem trivial, but it represents standards and professionalism. The officer's defensive response to legitimate feedback about appearance standards shows resistance to any form of public input. The interaction deteriorates as the officer becomes increasingly uncomfortable with being filmed.
Well, I'm standing in public.
No, I'm just asking
And I'm
what's
filming
the
in public.
purpose of filming me just stood. That's all.
Well, you're still here with me, okay? So I'm still filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Have a good day. Take care. The ones that actually had the tattoos was all right, but the other one just there, that one there, nearest to me, what a moody cow she was. So she really didn't like that. So, and that is the state of affairs to do with the police. That is the state of affairs, and that's what we put up with. So,
After the officers leave, the auditor's commentary reveals the emotional toll of these encounters. The description of one officer as a moody cow shows frustration, but could have been expressed more constructively. This moment captures the raw feelings that arise when exercising rights meets resistance.
peeps, I think I'm now towards the end of this one, and you can see there that you got these guys here that are out having their break, and in their white bibs after doing their COVID test. So that's basically what they do.
This audit exposes 3 critical issues. First, officers still misunderstand public filming rights despite clear guidance. Second, the terrorism narrative gets weaponized against lawful activity. Third, some officers view accountability as confrontation rather than transparency. The varying responses between officers show training inconsistencies. Comment below with your experiences of police interactions. Subscribe for more accountability content. Next time, we'll examine when police can actually stop filming. This video is educational, not legal advice. Always check local laws.